Friends, welcome back. We are on lesson 22 today. You're going to do something a little bit different today. Still looking at tape diagrams, still looking at word problems, but this time you're going to get to write problems. So let's get started and see what we're doing. Whoops, forgot to close that. Sorry. All right, I can write word problems of varied types. So today we're going to look at how to write a word problem using a tape diagram. Okay, so let's get started by warming up our brain. You have a sprint today. You're either going to get A or B. Remember, you're going to set your timer for 2 minutes and you're going to see how many you can get done correctly in that 2 minutes. Okay, now you need to be careful because if you'll look, sometimes it's addition, sometimes it's subtraction, sometimes you're looking for the part, sometimes you're looking for the whole. Be very careful. Okay, so you can pause right now and go do that, or you can wait till the end. It's up to you. See how it goes. So now we also do not have an application problem today. Okay, because we are working with word problems and tape diagrams, we're actually going to be doing it all together in our lesson. Okay, so let's get started with Miss Curry today. Make sure my volume is up before I do anything else. Oh, look at that. It's not all the way up. Here we go.
Hello, mathematicians. It's Mrs. Curry. I'm really excited for our lesson today because we are going to write our very own word problems. You heard me right. You get to be the author of your very own math story. To warm up our brains, we're going to match a tape diagram to a math story that matches.
Okay.
Look at this tape diagram. Before I show you the word problems, think about the parts and the total. This is really helpful to think about before I show you the problems.
So our total
now
is
we're
18.
going to read two problems
14
together,
and 4
and
are
we have to
parts.
figure out which one matches our tape diagram. Are you ready?
We're
This
ready.
is going to be fun. It's kind of like being a detective. So grab your hat, grab your magnifying glass.
I don't have a magnifying glass.
Because we've got some work to do. Let's read this together. Shanika built a block tower using 14 blocks. Then she added 4 more blocks to the tower. How many blocks are in the tower now?
That sounds familiar.
Can you picture this story? Have you built a block tower before?
I have.
Now let's read the second story together. Emmy has some goldfish. Tamra has 4 betta fish. Tamra and Emmy have 14 fish in all. How many goldfish does Emmy have? Do you have a pet fish? I actually do have 1 betta fish, but you're not supposed to have more than 1 in a tank or else they'll eat each other. I don't know if Tamra knows that. For a moment, pause the video and discuss with a learning partner, or if you're working by yourself, pause to think about which story problem matches the tape diagram. Push pause now.
Okay, guys, so let's look at how to solve this. So let's look at the first word problem she told us about Shanika. Shanika built a block tower using 14 blocks. Then she added 4 more blocks to the tower. How many blocks are in the tower now? So let's go back line by line. She built a block tower using 14 blocks. Is 14 going to be our part or a whole? It's going to be our part. So let's draw this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now remember, I colored those 4 in to show that this is 10 and 4. So we have 14 in our block tower. Then it says she added 4 more blocks to the tower. Is that 4 more a whole or a part? It's a part. So we're going to add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. More. Oh, I forgot to write something. Forgot to write my 4. And then we have to find out our total because it says how many blocks are in the tower now. So I can say 14 plus 4 more equals 18 because 4 and 4 make 8 and 10 and 4 or 8 make 18. So that's the first word. Now let's go back and look at our second word problem. Emmy has some goldfish. Tamara has 4 betta fish. Tamara have 14 fish in all. How many goldfish does Emmy have? Now I'm going to draw it down here so we can see them side by side, okay? So Emmy has some goldfish. We don't know how many goldfish she has. We just know that she has some, okay? And this is going to be Emmy's goldfish. Tamara has 4 betta fish. So let's draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make my 4. And this is betta fish, okay? And I'm going to make my total down because, oh, let's just try. Okay, and I'm going to, there we go. So Tamara and Emmy have 14 fish in all. If I have 14 in all, that tells me that's my total, okay? So if I have 14 fish total and Tamara has 4 fish, how many goldfish does Emmy have? Let's do it this way. 14 minus 4 equals something. If I take 4 away from 14, that gives me, and I know that Emmy has 10 goldfish. And there's 10. Okay, so let's look now at our problem here. Our total was 18. Well, my first one was 18, but my second one was 14. Then it has the part of 14. Well, I have 14 as a part here, but not here. And my other part was 4. Here's a 4, and here's a 4. So this first problem, or the first word problem, is going to go with our work.
Welcome back. Point to the story problem that this tape diagram goes with and say why you think so.
We know that it's Shanika, but we were out so we could see the difference.
Are you ready for me to tell you which one is correct? Well, I have to let you in on something. I don't actually know yet.
What?
When I was a kid, I thought teachers knew everything, that they'd be able to read a story problem and just know which tape diagram matched it. But that's not true. Good mathematicians aren't good because they know everything. They're good because they love to figure things out. So I have to figure it out first. Shanika built a block tower using 14 blocks. Can I draw something? I can't. What can I draw? Well, I can draw a tape. This part of the tape represents the 14 blocks that Shanika started with. It says then she added 4 more. Can I draw something?
Mm-hmm.
I can add 4 more. The question is, how many blocks are there in the tower now? Well, I know that means the total, how many blocks there are all together. So that's my mystery number, and I'm going to label this T for total. To find the total, I can add 14 plus 4. Well, I know 14 plus 4, that's the same as 10 plus 4 plus 4, which is 18. So the mystery number, the number of blocks in Shanika's tower, is 18. Let's compare my work with the tape diagram shown. What do you notice?
It looks the same, doesn't it? Without the picture part.
The parts are the same, 14 and 4. And the mystery number in both was 18, which was the total. In my drawing, I drew each of the blocks as a circle, and in the diagram shown, the parts are represented with just a number. So I'm beginning to think that Shanika's problem is the one that matches the tape diagram. But I should also test the second word problem just to make sure. Emmy has some goldfish. Can I draw something? Well, I don't know how much some is. So I'm going to draw a tape. And I'm going to write a question mark inside because I don't know how many Emmy has. And I'm going to label this part E for Emmy.
We label ours G for goldfish.
Tamara has 4 beta fish. Well, can I draw something? What can I draw? I can add on to the tape. Tamara and Emmy have 14 fish in all. Well, I know that that means that Emmy's fish and Tamara's fish, when you put them together, makes the total of 14 fish. So I'm going to label the whole tape diagram 14 is my total. I'm going to write out total to make sure that we know that that's a different T than this T, which is for Tamara.
We put B for beta.
Then I'll read the question. How many goldfish does Emmy have? Well, we knew that that was going to be our mystery number. So we have something plus 4 equals 14. And I know my 10 plus facts. So Emmy must have 10
Is it okay that we did a subtraction problem?
So this shows us that the first story problem is the one that matches the tape diagram. Now let's read a story problem and look at a tape diagram that matches it. You might have seen this problem before. Read with me. Nikhil's tower is 15 blocks tall. He added some more blocks to his tower. His tower is 18 blocks tall now. How many blocks did Nikhil add? Here is a picture of the tape diagram that matches. Push pause and tell a learning partner or think to yourself, how do you know that this tape diagram matches the word problem? Other than because I just told you. Be sure to use words like whole or total, parts, and mystery number to describe it. Push now to say how you know that this drawing matches our word problem.
Okay, so let's look at our word problem. It says Nikhil's tower, or Nikhil's, I don't know how you say that, is 15 blocks tall. Now, we know that that is just a part because we add some more blocks. So let's look. Here is 15 as a part. Okay, then it says he added some more blocks to his tower. Well, here is where his mystery number is because we don't know how many that he added. We do now because we've solved it, but at the time we only had a question mark. So we have 15 plus some more. So here's our 2 parts so far. Then it says his tower is 18 blocks tall now. So once he added those 2 block numbers together, he got a total of 18. And here we see the total is 18. And how many blocks did he add? We know that he added 3 because 15 plus 3 equals 18.
We know that this tape diagram matches the story problem because we knew one part of Nikhil's blocks. It was the 15 that he started with. So you can see that in the first part of the tape diagram. We didn't know the second part because it just said he added some more. So the second part of the tape diagram is labeled with a question mark at first. Then we know that he now has 18 blocks in all, the total. So 18 is the total for this tape diagram. And we can count on from 15 like this. 15, 16, 17, 18. To find out that that missing part is 3. Now, is there a different story that we could write that would also match this tape diagram?
Mm-hmm.
We sure could. What would have to be the same in our story problem as in the story problem about Nikhil and his block tower?
The parts and the total.
Well, since the tape diagram shows parts and wholes, we would have to have the same parts, 15 and 3, and a total of 18. Would we have to have the same mystery number? In Nikhil's problem, the mystery number was one of the parts. But in our problem, the mystery number could be the other part or even the total. What else could be different?
What we use.
Yes, we could change what the story's about. We could have it be about buttons or llamas or coconuts or life jackets. It could be about anything. Let's write one together. Since we haven't done one yet that started with the total, let's do that. Let's write, there are 18 roses in my garden.
You're going to write this also. So if you need more time, pause the video. So I'm actually going to pause our video while I write it. There are 18 roses in my garden. Make sure you put that period.
Now, if we wanted to show that sun went away, what could we do? We could pick them. Let's say I pick 3 roses.
Okay, so now we're going to write, I picked 3 roses.
What question could we end with?
How many roses are left?
How many roses are still in my garden?
So let's write that. How many roses are still in my garden? I'm not going to read this time. I'm going to put a question mark because it's asking me a question. If you need more time to write, push pause.
Well, guess what? Now that we've written the story problem, we have to solve it. There are 18 roses in my garden. We know that that's the total.
Okay, so let's make that our total.
If we picked 3 roses, would we be adding 3 roses or subtracting 3 roses?
We're going to subtract 3.
Subtracting.
18 minus 3.
And what's the part left in the garden? 15.
15. And that would be where you have 15.
Very good. There are 15 roses left in the garden. Guess what? Now you get to try one all on your own.
What?
Using this same tape diagram, write a story problem that matches it. If you need some ideas, I'm going to put up some topics for you and also some actions. Feel free to use any of them or make up your very own. Push pause now and write a story problem that matches this tape diagram.
Okay, let's write a story. Now, I personally like cupcakes. So let's write about cupcakes. All right, so cupcakes, here we go. So our class has 18 cupcakes. Okay. 15 of the cupcakes were eaten. So we ate 15 cupcakes. Now we need to have our question. How many cupcakes are left? Remember, you need a question mark. Okay, now we got to solve. So our class has 18 cupcakes. We ate 15 of them. If we ate them, then we have to get rid of them and subtract. How many cupcakes are left? 3. Super simple. All right, guys, let's keep going.
Hey guys, our friend Issa's back. Say hi, Issa.
Hi, Issa.
Let's see what math story Issa wrote.
I saw this as 2 parts that you put together to make a whole. My story problem is my sister has 15 green marbles. I have 3 blue marbles. How many marbles do we hold together? My number sentence is 15 plus 3 equals 18. The answer is we have 18 marbles all together.
Now I want you to think about your story problem and Issa's story problem. What was the same about them?
We didn't really have a whole lot that was same other than the 3 numbers that we used.
You had the same tape diagram, the same parts, and the same total. What was different?
We used different objects and we subtracted where she added.
Well, sometimes the unknown or the mystery number is different. Sometimes, most of the time actually, what the story problem is about is different. And sometimes someone might write an addition problem or somebody else might write a subtraction problem. But the tape diagrams still match. Guess what? It's time now to do the problem set, and you get to write 2 more story problems. Your must-do problems are 2 and 4. And be sure to watch where the mystery number is so that the story problem you write really does match. I had a great time with you guys today. I will see you real soon. Bye.
All right, so let's look at our problem set. We're going to do number 2 and 4, but we're going to use the instructions. So let's look at the instructions. Use the tape diagram to write a variety of word problems. Use the word bank if needed. Remember to label your model after you write the story. So this is going to give you a tape diagram. Okay, you have 19 is your total, 9 and 10 are your parts. It gives you some topics and some actions to use if you want to use them. So you're going to type out or write out, you need to be able to read it, what your story problem is going to be, okay? It has to match this, okay? Has to match this. You're going to do the same thing for number 4, only this time it gives you a mystery number, so you have to solve it, okay? So be careful. 19 is my total, 13 is my part, and sum is another part. Careful when you're typing or writing out your word problem on this one, okay? You're only going to do number 2 and 4. You're also going to do your exit ticket. Now, if you need some help, you know what to do. You can email me. You can ask an adult for some help, but I want you to come up with a story problem all on your own, okay? They can help you type it out or write it out. I have to be able to read it, okay? So get that done, turn it into me, and I'll see you guys on our next lesson. Bye, friends.